Raquel, the cutthroat Contessa, Victor, the duel master, and Iraq, the double agent. Get ready for a reckoning as we dive into the gauntlet of your mother.
Whoa!
No, you
Why
did.
are you now doing like the Amanda Bynes? That's me. Like you used to do like the cutthroat thing, and now you're like Amanda.
That's me. Hi.
Just sneeze on camera. It makes it natural.
Da bears.
It looks longer than it is in person.
Yeah, because it's like tighter versus the, you know. Wait, what?
That's what she said.
We wanted the smoke, so let's bring the fire. We're igniting the drama and chaos. This is Matches and Mayhem. We are your ride or die hosts, Nora, the Vendetta Queen, Raquel, cutthroat Contessa, Victor, the duel master, and Iraq, the double agent. Get ready for a reckoning as we dive into the gauntlet of season 40 of the challenge, Battle of the Eras.
Woo!
Let's go.
Let's get it.
Shoe fly, don't bother me.
You good?
I'm fighting for my life over here from mosquitoes. West Nile.
It's real. It's real out there.
All right, guys, let's get into this 1 minute meltdown because there's a lot to unpack here. So, episode recap for Trust in Your Era. It all kicks off with Devin's Beat Day Bash, lap dances, bottle girls everywhere, but not exactly the ones you would hope. I've seen enough of Derek's ass for a lifetime, and Laurel as a bottle girl was a choice. The Leap of Faith challenge has the episode jumping off like Mayor Eric Adams in Turkey, but Era1 flops hard. Shout out to Josh, though, my Daredevil King. Michelle and Kylan end up as the losers. Couples update. Devin and Michelle are turning into Ronnie and Sam on the Jersey Shore. Olivia's smitten kitten with Theo, and Naya's still working Kylan for that curl formula. At Deliberation, Tina's trying to tug at heartstrings, but the game is heartless. She and Darrell are the targets. Kylan says he'll die for this. Calm down, bro. You're not that guy. Ryan gives Bananas a prostate check, and guess what? Finds a golden spoon. Tell these guys it isn't the Kiki Olympics, somebody. Boxer phobia elimination. Poles, doors, and math on the floor. Tina chokes, and Michelle takes the win. Darrell's too busy sweeping sand out the way, and Kylan beasts it. Targets are locked in, and eras are shaky.
All right.
Yes.
Perfectly
lot.
said.
Yep.
Was it 1 minute?
All right.
That doesn't matter.
We'll find out. I agree with you. I've seen enough of Derek's cheeks.
Well, you're in luck. You're going to see it again.
No,
Oh, God.
I'm not. I'm not actually.
Hint, hint. All right, let's dive right in because we have a lot to cover this episode. I say let's get right into the opening. We had a good opening. We got right to business. We had Rachel kind of throwing down some stuff, making plans. We had a little bit of Johnny. What are your guys' thoughts on just the little bit of the opening scene we had, the couple minutes of that?
Man, Era1 is a struggle out here. They're like, please, enough, stop picking on us. You know, Derek is like, listen, if I have to jump off something, call me a bitch. Make me jump off. Like, they're trying everything to stay alive. So I hear it. It was rough out here.
Did we think there was any hope with Rachel at that beginning scene? She's trying to say Era 1 and Era 2 need to stick together. Because personally, I was like, girl, I don't think so. I think you guys are kind of they're kind of putting you out to pasture. That's kind of like, it's it.
But I mean, they have no other choice. Like Era 3 and 4 are obviously working together. So, I mean, there's not much of Era 1 left, but I mean, who else do you have?
True.
I mean, Era1, there's going to be a lot said about their strategy this game. You know, Nah, I don't think they do anything for Era 2. I think Era 2 is better off trying to find some other loopholes in there cuz it just is not working out. That's a sinking ship. Don't stay on the Titanic.
Mm-hmm.
Kick Jack off the door and find your floating device.
So do you guys think it's officially the end of an era? Like Era 1 is not just in the game, but in the challenge itself. You think they are past their prime? They ran their course. No more championships from them.
Nah, for me, like I don't think that they're past their prime. I think that like Mark was physically fit. He could have really went far. I think the issue with this season is that they underestimated the who type of thing, because I think a lot of what's going on in the season is who like. And Victor, I think you brought this up a couple episodes ago. You mentioned like people coming in with their friendships, and is that taking them far in the game? And 2 episodes ago I wasn't sure how to answer that, but now it's perfectly clear to me that yes, like it's not really a social game, it's a friendship game. It's like, who do you hang out with outside of this house? How many vacations do you go on with who? A social game to me would be like how it was back in the day. You go into a house not knowing anybody, and then you make the friends, and then you build the relationships. That is a true social game, that's not what's happening here. I think Era 1 underestimated how close people are outside of this, and they didn't have a strategy. They didn't have a leader. CT came in, I'm sorry, but he came in a little bit out of shape. So I don't know. I just don't think that they really knew what they were getting into. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. I think they needed a better strategy. But I don't think they're past their prime. I think now they really understand, if they come back another season, like what to expect.
And like it's too little too late. Like the conversation with Nehemiah is like, hey, I know I threw you in, but we should be working together. It's like, Nehemiah said, this would have been a conversation better for yesterday. But even the way they're choosing to team up with Era 2 is not helping Era 2's game, because they're saving the weakest players on Era 2. So
yeah, honestly, like they needed Anissa for that part, because Anissa was friends with so many people across all eras, and then she got sent home, and it's just like, all right, nobody wants to be friends with y'all.
But even if Anissa was there, it would just save Anissa. It wouldn't save Era 1.
Maybe, potentially.
Yeah, because they just wouldn't put her in, but it would just put in another girl, like Tina or Rachel or whoever was left.
Yeah.
I think the vets also try to rely too much on their vet status, which usually works in the games, but since this is being an era-focused one, it had no effect on them.
It's too friendship heavy.
Yeah.
Everyone is relying on their friends heavily. They don't care about physicality. They don't care about athleticism. They care about who is my friend, and it's too much of that.
yeah, yes and no. I mean, because Era 1, like I said, I don't think physically, it's not like they're getting super outworked in the game. Derek went down there, knocked out Horacio, knocked out Mark. Like, that guy still got it. But it's more about the game of how do you just not get thrown in. And they haven't mastered that. They're just like, they're not doing anything to gain any friends or convince people not to throw them in. So,
But I think Raquel said it, that it doesn't matter if they try and convince. There are already friendships formed, deep friendships. And even if they try to play a social game now, it's too late. It's a friendship game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I also think their vet status, they're used to that pull, like you said, and just in this house, there's so many big personalities, there's so many leaders that their normal kind of tactics didn't really work. And the ones that are left aren't really the leaders, the ones that are left are usually kind of, they're not pulling the strings typically, you know? So I think they're up for a real battle. What did we think about the Johnny situation?
Which one? Which situation?
With him being upset that there are certain members that are not being called into elimination.
There's been a lot of challenges where Johnny hasn't been thrown in, so I'm like, as part of the game itself, there's been times where he made it almost to the end of a final and he hasn't been thrown in. So to me, it's kind of hypocritical that he's mad about it. I mean, I get it because he's being thrown in multiple times, but at the same time, he's done that same thing to other people. So it's just karma.
Yeah, I think he has a right to be pissed because he feels like he's carrying the weight and Ryan's not really doing much for the team, but he can't really be mad at the game. That's the game.
Yeah.
It is what it is. And the one thing I really disagree with him is, like, don't start playing the volunteer thing now when no one's been playing the volunteer game on your team. That's actually what I commend about Era 2 the most. Is just like, let the cards where they fall and play the game that way. Like, we're not going to volunteer. Whoever votes in anyone, it is what it is. So you can't start asking of Ryan right now.
But I think the only reason why he brought that up is not necessarily like you haven't volunteered, so like I'm pissed. It's that Ryan hasn't really done anything to carry, like he's not carrying his weight on the team. So I think Johnny was saying, like, if you're not going to carry the weight and you're going to leave it on like Nehemiah and me to do that, fine. At least volunteer yourself so that you're part of something. Don't just like skate by. And you know, that's the way that I interpreted that argument.
But that's not the game. It's like, if you don't get the target on your back, it is what it is. And Johnny also said nobility gets you nowhere in this game. So why do you want Ryan to do the noble thing for the team and say, true, you know what, guys, I'm not pulling my weight? But I do think this is Johnny's way, again with the mind games, to put a target on Ryan's back, to see, like, we're all going to, and not just to his team and not just to Ryan, but to everyone's, like, hey, we're all working our asses off here to, you know, stay, and this guy's just skating by. Throw one on him so we're not just giving him a free ride to the final. On top of that, I don't want to get too far ahead on the targets, but it's this volunteer shit. You know, if I was getting a target on my back and I had to volunteer because my team made me, I'm like, throw Ryan in. That's who I want to go against. I'm telling the girl on my team, throw Ryan in, to protect our guy. But
do you also think,
like they're
though,
playing,
like, if it's like I'm friends with Ryan, it's a double win if he's not on my era, because keeping him on their era is like a weakness, and he's my friend, so of course I don't ever want him to go in, you know, like.
I agree. So I think of like Michelle this week when she's like, Ryan's my birthday twin. First of all, what the fuck is that? What the fuck's a birthday twin?
Wait, Taylor Swift and I are birthday twins,
So you wouldn't throw her ass down in elimination?
Nah, I wouldn't. Birthday twins.
Anyway.
Do you have a birthday twin? Maybe you don't. That's why.
John Legend.
Okay. So you have one then. See?
No, but there's no bond there. I would throw him and his wife into elimination in a second to get that win. They're like this. It is what it is. Damn, I'm mad white. Look at that shit. Anyway. Anyway, but it, like, if I'm Johnny, I'm looking at her, or no, forget Johnny. Theo's going in. That's like probably your strongest guy. If you guys happen to lose this week, throw in the layup for him. They lost this week. They were in the bottom. I bet you Kylan would have much rather had Ryan there than the possibility of going against Darrell or Nehemiah. like do that for your own team. But I kind of that what that makes me think too is I said it a little bit before. The eras are shaky, and it's more and more we're seeing this is not an era team game. This is a whoever is my alliance game.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like what Jordan said in one part of the episode. This is the psychology of the game. It's not just about physical fitness and puzzles. This is psychology and sociology, and it's a huge part of the game. So if you're going to come and play, you need to be prepared for that. And he's right. This is where it comes down to, this whole alliance thing. And are you going to break? Are you going to stay loyal to your era because that's your team? Are you going to stay loyal to your alliance outside of this and your friends? So it keeps it interesting. I think this episode stayed pretty interesting. All right. So it's a little early in the episode, but I don't think I can go any further because if we kind of want to stay in order with the episode, we have to get right into fashion for this episode because I'm sorry, this episode trumps all other episodes, even Cara Maria and her little fun outfit. This is it. So I think if I remember, Tori called it her, what was it? Something Castle, the like Castle Club, Tori's Castle Club or something like that. We had Laurel as the bottle service girl. I mean, interesting. I was not expecting that, but at least she wasn't wearing the jeans, so I was okay with it. At least we got out of those jeans.
She wore it when Bananas was down Ryan's throat. She was sitting on the bed, putting on makeup.
Damn, no breaks. No breaks.
Well, on the very last scene of them leaving, she's wearing other jeans, but they're also not good. But you barely see her, and I was like, stop real quick. I need to see Laurel's jeans. But, I digress. I really want your guys' thoughts on who do you think had the best outfit for the club for Devin's birthday? Because this was a big celebration. The guys got really lucky. They had strippers even.
I've seen too much in that clip. Horrible things.
Not my tempo. Definitely not my tempo. Devin and Jordan can keep that phone number, that phone service. I'm good. I'm married. I don't go to strip clubs anyway, so.
You had plenty of cheeks in this episode just for you guys. They were trying to help after we got the shirtless men last episode. They wanted to give you guys a gift.
Listen, I'm gonna be very careful how I say this. When Devin got that face full of ass, I think there was some whiskers on that ass. Somebody didn't get their their wax schedule.
Oh wow!
I think I saw some whiskers, and that's just not professional. Regardless of what your taste is, if you get a face full of furries, I want my money back.
It's very fair.
I was impressed to see Cara Maria did in fact have another outfit. It's not just the one. She had a whole nother dude's outfit that she put on. So I was excited about that for her, that she brought 2 cross-dressing outfits to the challenge for this season. There's nothing wrong with that. I will say it got a little questionable at times when they were flashing. I didn't know who I was looking at or what gender I was looking at anymore. I was like, I don't know who's the girls anymore, who the boys are, because it was going so quick. And a lot of the girls are real built, so I couldn't tell based off like legs and arms. I was like, I don't know who I'm looking at. So, but it was a fun one. I enjoyed it.
I thought Tori as the dude with the fro and the really nice shaped beard.
Yes.
That was really good. She
Casey
looked
and the mustache.
Casey as the bouncer.
Yes.
Yeah, that was good.
Yes.
That's all the photos you got? Oh,
No,
okay.
I went the wrong way. Casey and mustache. These are horrible pictures.
Yeah.
Derek, was Cherry. Okay.
Cherry.
Yeah,
Okay, well now I have a number for your guys' birthday. Get Cherry.
I'm
You
good.
guys.
I would have given him the name Peach, because peaches are fuzzy, and so was his.
I mean, it's still a compliment. You're calling his booty a peach. I mean,
True.
it's a compliment.
So he
Josh
puts
didn't
in,
even
he
dress
puts in the
up.
work.
Dress up at all.
Yeah, only the cool kids got to dress up. It seems like.
Yeah, well,
No shots,
Josh
but-
is gangsta, like he's in character there, so that's his character. For
They
this
look like
one.
they're dressed for a Diddy White party. I don't know.
What a
A freak.
I
who
didn't
took
get
these
it.
pictures?
Yo, chill.
What are we looking at?
Yeah, that's Cara Maria.
I know, but why is there a big head? Like of all
Look.
things to take a picture.
Hey, don't be mean to Michelle. It's not her fault. That's her head. There you go. Who's
Good
this?
one.
I don't even know who that is.
Ryan.
That
It's Ryan.
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 Ryan. Okay.
Again, even on the episode where they're talking about him not putting in work, he was definitely the lazier stripper.
I mean, true.
And no one likes a lazy stripper.
No.
Well,
You're there to work.
What I have to say is Devin was feeling it. I mean, he didn't mind the lap dances, even though it wasn't from Michelle. You see when he's like going to leave, he's like smacking her booty. He's ready. Those strippers got him ready. They did half her job that night. So
Yikes.
I'm sure,
That's crazy work. Jeez.
I mean,
Do you think he called her Cherry?
maybe. Maybe she'll be dressing up as Cherry this Halloween. Who knows?
Just save enough of the beard makeup for the ass.
I mean, it was an interesting take. But I did enjoy, like, all jokes aside, it was really funny and fun, and I like that they all kind of just had a good time. It's sometimes nice to see a break of the challenge where it's like no game talk, no nothing. They genuinely just hung out. Even Bananas was having a good time. Like, it was just a nice, I don't know, change of what we've been seeing so much of the drama. They were just having fun. And I liked it. I think it was probably one of my favorite fashion segments, favorite thing to watch. I was getting hyped. I was like, man, I wish I was there drinking and having fun with them.
Yeah, definitely looked like a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, this episode I was obsessed with Naya. Like her summer, spring, floral dresses they looked amazing on her.
She's,
She looked
to me,
beautiful this episode.
she's the most beautiful girl on the challenge. And I'm not just saying that because she's on my team. I just find her stunning. And I always have. Even back in the day when she was crazy, I still thought she was a beautiful woman. But now she's just mature. So she has this like glow about her, this maturity about her. She's beautiful, I think. I wish I had
Yeah.
those legs for days. Like, I
Oh
mean,
my god. Yes.
Heather, we have to get right to the challenge. And I personally was excited for this challenge, and I felt like it reminded me of our classic challenge. I like how this one went, and I know I've been complaining a lot, so I have to give kudos to this one. I like that TJ was already laughing. He knew he was going to enjoy it. Once, I think it was at Darrell's face when he saw how high up they were. So I like this challenge, but I'll let you guys kind of share your thoughts on how it all went down and what you thought.
Well,
you go.
initially I didn't really understand what they were supposed to do, but I think it was because like I'm also really afraid of heights. That like when I was imagining being there, I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. But that is what these are the challenges that I love. It's communication, teamwork, it's physical, it's so many things, and it just brought me back to those days where like the reason why I got into the challenge was because when I would see things like this. So I thought it was great.
Yeah, this was more of a classic challenge. So I thought it was good. I mean, it wasn't the best, but I like the homage they paid to the other ones. I feel like as these challenges go on, it's gonna get harder and harder for Era1 to even to have a chance to win because it seems like a lot of it is more team based and team focused. So I feel like they're kind of just destined to lose this right now. I think they're out. I mean, as we saw, they only have two people left, so it's gonna be rough for them. But the challenge itself, I liked. I'm proud of Darrell. Number one, he overcame his heights. Like I've seen him every time heights challenge. He would always say, "Nope, not doing it. I don't care. Throw me in." But I like Eric said earlier. I like the talk he had with Derek, and they were like, "You know what? We got to carry this on our backs. Whatever it is. If it's almost as if he knew heights was coming. He was like, if it's heights, call me a bitch. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it." So I mean, props that he actually did go through and do it.
Not to cut you off, but Derek actually saying it at the challenge was hilarious because he was scared too. So he's like, "Come on, Darrell, don't be a bitch." He's like shaking.
Talking to himself too.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I really liked it. I liked too, was it Josh when Josh went and they're like trying to pull him up and nothing's happening. I was like, I mean,
Yes.
he's put on a
Awesome.
lot of muscle too, so I'm not even like for his weight. I'm not saying because he's heavy or anything, but muscular and he's a big guy. So I was like, I can only imagine like that's like pulling up like a bull or something. Like I don't know. Like nothing was happening. I was dying laughing at that because he's just like standing like dangling and nothing's moving.
A little disappointed. I thought like Jenny and Theo would be able to handle that.
I did too.
And I was just like, you guys are struggling. And Casey too, right? There were the three who were pulling up.
Really,
Oh my
Casey?
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
They,
you
they should have
pulling,
been the one to
that's-
pull him, yeah.
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 Like,
I mean, could you imagine had it been like Tina and, like some of the smaller members of the team or like a Michelle having to pull him up? Like, I don't know how they would have gotten him up. Like, I don't know. But that also told me, well, Theo, we know in general, is more of an endurance runner. So
Yeah.
but
he's a big boy,
Casey
too.
Yeah, he's big. So I figured even weight, if he used his weight to like lean back to help. But Jenny, I figured, but it seemed like nothing was
All
happening.
show. It's all
like,
show.
all show.
It is
Show.
all show.
I would like to
Nothing.
say that when Theo jumped off, Josh had no problems pulling him up. So, just saying.
That
Yeah,
is
'cause Theo-
true. I
Theo's
mean, he,
lighter.
Team Josh, all the way.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
No, I thought there's two quotes that I love from this challenge. One is the flashback to Tech, my boy Tech, when he's like, "Money will make you do anything" is the biggest motivator. That and sex. So I thought that was hilarious. And then, but I loved how Devin described it when he's like, when we have to take an elevator up to a challenge, we know we're in for something scary. Or I think
Yeah.
he said something like that. And I was just like, yes, we are. So I was excited for the heights. We got our timer back, everybody.
Yeah, we were just complaining about it
I love
last
it.
season.
I
I
felt
think they're
like they
listening.
were listening to, because even
Right.
like they weren't doing the flashing so quickly. Like they let us watch things. I was like, this is what I've been missing. This is what I needed. I needed one of these challenges where it just felt like good old times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got to give props to a couple of people. Aviv making that jump. Like, not the challenge is not equal for everyone sometimes.
Yeah.
And last week when you had to pull the balloon down the ground, the smaller people maybe had a little bit of an advantage. But this week, if you were small, that jump looked twice as long. But she did it.
Yeah.
And then I have to give props because Era3 won to Avery for getting the puzzle done. So she was, because it was one thing to go and do the scary part, but then you have it all on the line. You have to do the puzzle for the timing. And she was with Corey, and my sweet boy Corey, we know you're not the puzzle guy. So it really came down, because Era 2 did so good, it really came down to Avery doing that puzzle quick. So
Yeah.
shout out to those were kind of two under the radar performers this week.
I think it came down to 1 minute, right? I think they said like it was close.
Under a
Yeah,
minute.
It was close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say I was really disappointed in Olivia, and I mean, I like Olivia, but I'm like, girl, I feel like you're not doing anything lately. Like the last few episodes, and this one, even for the puzzle, and I get she's not a puzzle whiz, so she kind of, but I'm like, I don't know. I just don't like seeing competitors just sitting there. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know how she
Yeah.
would have helped with that. It would have been in the way for sure if she started putting her hands in the mix.
I think also they really banked on Kyland to get that puzzle done. I think they're like, okay, he's the genius, let him do it. But
But at the same time, you don't want too many hands and too many people trying to work on something. So, I mean, I think she did the right thing, which was not to do anything at all, because she wasn't gonna help. So
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
sometimes it's
There's
best to know your strengths.
True.
Part of this challenge, as we talk of Era1, and we keep bringing up little things like Derek and Darrell, what they're talking about. You know, there's the one scene right before even this. They're talking about their knee, their back. You know, my back's feeling really good now. You know, like, and then we see Derek like hobbling along with his one leg, and I'm like, there's something none of the eras have that Era1 has, and I don't know exactly what the word is for it. Is it the nostalgia? I don't know. It's this attachment I feel towards them of just like, I just want them to win. I don't want to see them go home. You know, like, I don't know. Is it because we grew up with them, so I feel like it's family? Like, I don't know. And just the way they talk to each other, it's...
and they prove it. I mentioned it in the meltdown. Kylan saying in the deliberation, "I will die for this." Man, show it. Don't just say it. Show it, because you see Derek breaking his leg and then continuing on. You haven't earned that moment yet. He's doing good this season. Don't get me wrong, but you haven't earned that moment to be like, "I'll take everyone on." I'm like, it kind of came off corny to me.
I mean, Era1, they just got that dog in them. They got the grit. They got the fight. You know, they've been through the trenches. They have the experience. So, I mean, granted, they're not winning, but they have that ability to not give up. I think they have more fight in them than the other eras, but they just got to pull out they need a win. I think one win would help change their momentum. Well, it would have. I don't think anything is saving them now. I don't think anything is
Could they
saving them
even
now.
compete in something like this now? Like, what are the challenges going to look like going forward? That's something, and I mean, we could talk about it later if we want, but what's going to happen later as some of these teams dwindle and dwindle? I don't know. I'm curious to see what could the next challenge
I guess-
be to keep things fair.
I think it'll just keep going. I think it's battle of the eras, last man standing, you know.
I think
Darwin,
that's fair.
battle
I think
of the
that's the
fittest,
reality we're all.
survival of the fittest. Yeah.
I think that's the reality we're all afraid of. Like, are the challenge gods like willing to be that ruthless? Like, Era1, you're done. You didn't survive. And I think-
hope so, because then it would be for nothing. Like, what am I watching then?
Yeah.
Like, if you're just
Yeah.
gonna like regroup people and they could do whatever they want and be in anybody's team, then it's like, what was I watching? Then like everybody went home for nothing if you were just gonna dismantle it. That's my
True.
like, yeah. Maybe I'm just, a little sadistic.
So do you think they're going into... You think the next twist is going to be kind of like a free-for-all in a sense of, all right, guys, no more teams, free-for-all. It's still an era game, but it's a free-for-all?
My hope is it's not a free-for-all. I hope they do something to re-change up the teams, so they have to refigure out alliances and stuff. Because a free-for-all, we already know what's going to happen. The alliances that are already loyal. But if they somehow re-team them all, they have to scramble to figure out how they're going to save who that same day for elimination. You know, I love when that kind of happens, when TJ throws a wrench and it's like, crap, now how are we going to run the house? Because everything's changed.
Raquel, you had something?
Yeah, but then I'm like, I'm not gonna say it. I'm still just
say
wondering. No, 'cause I'm just
Say it.
what
We'll give you a toxic countdown too.
like at what point do these karma points come in? It's like,
That's true, yeah.
what's going on with that? So then I was thinking, okay, maybe the karma points can bring back somebody from one of the eras that got eliminated originally. But then I don't know.
My feeling with the karma points, because the way if they're filled out by people who get eliminated, that they're gonna keep going so that every person who's eliminated gets a chance to vote, which means I think we're looking at finals implication. I think it's whoever's in the final, it's gonna end up affecting them. Just that way, you give everyone who gets eliminated a chance to throw in their karma points.
Yeah.
But there still needs to be another twist. I feel like we're still maybe a twist, maybe even two. I think there's still 1 to 2 more twists left. I think the karma points isn't enough for season 40. You know, with the Battle of the Eras, I think that's not enough. I think there's going to be either 1 or 2 more big twists coming.
Yeah.
I feel you, because like eventually when all of the eras, when Era 1 is RIP, and then all the other eras of like, 3 people, I don't think it makes much sense to just keep them together. And it's like when the men and women are odds and evens on each team, so we'll see.
I hope that the last man standing on each era goes directly to the final. It's like, oh, Rachel, you're left from Era 1. Great, you're going to the final. You can chill until everybody else gets eliminated. I know it's not going to happen.
I wouldn't want it that way. No, you got to last the whole time.
Yeah, that too. I mean, I'll be cool with that too. What I don't want is that they just completely dismantle all the eras and then nothing happens. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense to dismantle them because the whole point of this is to find out which era is the best. So, yeah, I agree. I hope they don't do that. I don't think they would, but
Yeah, I think one thing, I forget who said this. I might have heard Jordan say this at one point, but maybe the one thing that was an issue for the eras day one was telling them that it's an individual winner. Like that only one person's going to win, which immediately made it so that people on the same era didn't trust each other. And so if they would have held out to that information, the teams would have kind of stuck together a little bit stronger. But I don't know. It's kind of working with the like who's on whose alliance, who's not in your era and stuff like that. So for some people, it's not working out for everybody.
Well, in the end, Era 4 loses, so Michelle and Kylan are going in. And then we have Naya and Jordan, because Era 3 are the winners, so they are going to be the deciding factors. So we kind of leave elimination kind of up in the air, and they go straight into another night out, which, well, I guess they didn't go out for Devin's birthday, but another party night, which I don't know why I was so surprised. I know they always get a night out, but I thought, we already got it. But they do go out. And it seems like it's pretty mellow, but we do see, some of the talking. We already start seeing Corey is already very upset. Like that's a big part of the night out. And he's talking about how this is BS because Devin's probably not going to be in the rotation, this whole rotation we're talking about. So, I mean, I know we've talked about the whole rotation thing and how we all kind of feel about it, but do you think it's fair what Corey's saying about the whole thing, how it's not fair and, they should all take their turns and because they have been doing it, like should Devin, no matter if Michelle wins, she should be putting up her boyfriend.
This volunteering shit is bullshit. It was only fair until it was inconvenient. And then, who cares about fairness?
Exactly.
Devin is playing such a sneaky game. He's running this house. It's so convenient for him to be like, well, I can't volunteer and Michelle would never put me in. Just do it. Just do it. Just say, okay, vote for me. And put Michelle on the hot spot to be like, no, I'm not going to vote you in, so it's Corey. But he's preemptively saying, I'm not going to volunteer because of this. It's only when it's convenient for certain people do we do the volunteer thing.
He's just playing his cards. That's what he was dealt. Corey don't know how to play the game. Corey don't know how to play. Corey needs to make more friends.
He wasn't dealt those cards. He's dealing from the bottom, being like, he could have easily been like, I'm going to volunteer, Corey. It's my turn. And then put Michelle in the position to say, no, I'm not voting for you, Devin.
Well, why would he willingly put his girl in that position and end up ruining her game even more?
Why would it ruin her game?
Because he's trying to put it on her, and then, well, I guess it still wouldn't, but I don't think he was going in either way. I think Michelle wasn't going to put him in, of course. Corey's mad. It is what it is. He's going in. He just got to win. And then he could put Michelle in. And he could go put her in. I'm like, all right, Devin, you don't want to go? All right, Michelle goes in for you.
But that's what I'm saying. I said this to Jenny last week, and look where it got her. Stop taking the people who volunteer and putting them in. Put in the people that you want to put in to help your game.
Yeah.
Put in the strong people who are not in your alliance. But no, last week she wanted to, Kylan volunteered and then put the vote right back on her. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's like Era1. I don't know what's going on with volunteering because it's all over. Like, Casey hasn't gone in since season 38.
Skating by. Skating by.
Theo finally is just like, oh yeah, I remember that time I killed Paulie on live television. I guess I can do that again this week. Like,
I'm not a fan of the voting. I think it's boring. It takes away from the strategy of it. If you have people, I'd rather them go in and be like, all right, you're going in, you're going in, you're going in, because it's what's best for me and my team or my game, and then that's it.
You mean the volunteering?
No, like the selection. I don't want volunteering. I want them to just pick.
Right.
Like the person do what the game was intended to just pick who's supposed to go.
They don't have to choose the volunteers.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'd rather them just pick somebody that's best for their game to go in. If it's somebody super strong, then pick that. If it's somebody you're against, pick them.
Yeah, like volunteering shouldn't even be an option. They should have never have done that. Like, let them do that. It should have been, no, there's no volunteers. The winner just has to pick the target. Like, as a viewer, it's like, I already know who's going to do what. Like, there's no surprises there.
So, the club night out, aside from the strategizing, there's love is in the air, guys. People are coupling up. Not enough match points as I would like for an episode that shows Olivia's falling for Theo. Devin and Michelle are becoming the it couple of the house. Naya's getting turned on by Kylan, showing out at Deliberation. Like, love is in the air. But, what do you guys think?
I think it's funny when Kylan goes to give her a kiss, so he doesn't get voted in, and you can tell she's like kind of like it's the most awkward kiss, but he's like sealing his fate, like, don't put me in, babe, and then walks away. It's so awkward. I was like, if that's what Josh had to watch and woke up to, it just was not what I thought when I think of them.
Yeah, that was cringe. It was a cringe moment.
Such a cool
Look,
ball.
last season he got yelled at for not kissing Melissa in public. So now he's just making up for it. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna do it, even if it's cringy. I'm gonna do it. And that's
So,
what we got.
Now we know why he doesn't do it.
I'm not
'Cause it
gonna
is
kiss
awkward.
you. I'm not gonna kiss you because I like you, but when my ass is about to get thrown down, I have no issues. I'll eat
Hell
the
yeah.
kitty on live television.
Yeah.
If, like, it won't get me eliminated.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
die for this and I'll eat for this. Like,
Yeah.
come on. Kylan is a funny one. He's having a good season, but he's a funny one.
Yeah.
It should be Horacio. It should be Horacio. He should be having Horacio. No, he should be having. No, I didn't like Kylan at first. I didn't know who he was until I watched season 39 again. And I was like, all right, he's cool. But Horacio, I feel like he should be here competing and showing us what he really can do in the challenge. But he got kicked out, so maybe next season.
Like with a little bit of distance from it, because I obviously in the moment I was just like, Horacio's on my team. I was pissed, but he's not playing the social game he needs to.
Yeah.
And it's like you're not gonna be able to coast on your athleticism. You gotta play the social game. You gotta set up alliances. So
Yeah, it seems like he's just not a people person.
Yeah.
He's
Shy, timid.
I don't think it's
Reserve.
shy. I think he just loves the sport. He just loves to compete, and that's his focus. Just like, but like as an
Yeah.
individual, not a team player.
yeah, you could have said the same thing for Kylan too when he first started, and he's talked about kind of like he his personality style. This isn't exactly natural for him, but he's kind of overcoming it and learning it, and playing a good game. And Horacio, while he's like a good dude and has integrity, it's not gonna get you far in this game. Is not exactly what we want. We want a little bit of like, get your hands dirty if you're gonna get this $1 million. So
Horacio is a little reminiscent of Nam. Like Nam, he was too good for the challenge. I think he was too sweet, too nice. He was a big dude, athletic and all that. But I think it just the social aspect is very important. I think without it, you're gonna get kicked out every time.
And you know who was like that too? Yes, on All Stars, when Wes was on there.
Oh,
Yeah.
He was trying to play like, I'm gonna play this game with integrity. I'm not gonna stoop low, and we were all like, come on, bro.
yeah.
Like
You gotta stoop low.
But
you gotta-
he started to though. He started getting there.
he did,
Yeah.
and that's the other thing is like, you have just don't pretend like you're above it and then do it. That just like, you just come off like looking bad.
Yeah, not a
The
good look.
other extreme is like having someone like Turbo come on though.
Turbo.
It's just like that.
That's my guy right there, man.
You pussy chicken. You pussy chicken. You pussy chicken.
Don't mock my walk.
That's literally, I don't think there's the most watched scene probably for me is that right there is Jordan and Turbo, because
Yeah.
nothing trumps the whole like sticking his chest
know what?
out.
We need to do a future podcast where it's top 10 of the challenge
Walks?
stuff. Yeah, top 10 walks. Yeah, top 10, just top 10 of the challenge. Like it could be top 10 funniest moments, top 10 most exciting, something like that.
And you was so funny to me is Nani caught the stray shot. He's like, you do it. He's like, don't curse at me, Turbo. And that was his friend. He's like, don't. That was the nail in his coffin. But
Yeah.
Well, so then after the night out, we go into deliberation, And really not much happens in this deliberation. I mean, we have a little, back and forth, but really they don't make a decision, which I feel like has it been most of the other deliberations? Like, we kind of already know when they're walking away from the table, like a for sure answer of who's kind of already going in. I feel like this one, if I remember correctly, there's not really, I mean, we have indicators from before because we know alliances, but we don't really know who's going in or not.
Yeah, I think they were saving that for the drama after. Maybe they did have it, they just cut it out. What happened? Why are you laughing? What's funny?
The drama after is, the good stuff, the nitty gritty.
Yeah, nothing you said, Victor.
Oh. Thanks. Drink my drink.
No, the deliberation was very cordial. Everybody's like, I respect them too much. It was very kumbaya. I was like, all right, look, there's.
Kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya.
Did you guys agree? Did you guys agree with this tugging at the heartstrings tactic? I don't want to call it tactic. That's a little rude of Tina, but they was like, give us a break. This means a lot to me. She's like, was that, everybody started crying, but I was just like,
Yeah.
It's not going to
I mean,
I respected it because, like, she didn't go in there with, trying. The only thing she had to say was what's real. They're tired of going in. Just choose somebody else. And then she, said that she's half Vietnamese and all that stuff. And I for $1 million, it's just like sometimes you just it's $1 million. Like, I'm sorry, you're half Vietnamese, but like.
Yo, I knew that was coming.
you're going in.
She's like, $1 million. You're going in, and you can go
Also,
visit your people.
We didn't talk about this one, and this was earlier when Michelle was talking about why she needs to stay is because her brother got in an accident, and they need her to stay on TV every week. And I'm like, what? Like, I mean, I get the concept of like, oh, it brings them, but I'm like, girl, please don't use that as an excuse. I don't care. I'm putting you in because I'm not trying to be rude, but like, what? You're just
we'll
rewatch
keep you
the episode.
Right up until the finale, and then you can go home and
Yeah, I'm like, I don't understand. That's not really like, at least Tina's, it made a little bit more sense, but Michelle's, I was just like, what? What are you talking about? Like,
Yeah, you're like,
I mean,
you're
I
like
get
they
the
could just play it on
concept.
rerun. I was like,
Yeah, I was like, just
savage.
play it on
I was
rerun
like,
for
yo. I was like, yo, that's crazy.
I mean, like, I'm not
That
trying to
makes
be
sense.
rude, but like the reasoning, I'm like, because your family needs you to be on TV every week. Just replay it every week. I don't know, it'll be good.
She's
like
being trafficked for the challenge.
I know. I'm
Oh
like,
my god. Yeah.
but yeah, I thought it was Tina's when she started talking about that, which I mean, it probably is. There is something, when you're in your, something that connects your culture. I'm sure there's some feelings there, but also like Johnny, he's wearing the dog tags of his dad, right? Am I remembering that correct?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still throwing you in. Like, it's, y'all can say whatever you need. You're still getting thrown in. I'm sorry. Like,
And
Can-
like the money you're making, you can just go to Vietnam whenever you want. Like, why do you need that challenge?
That's true.
So, it
Can
wouldn't work.
can
No.
I pose this question? Okay.
No. Okay, pose the question.
Okay. I'm blue now.
oh,
You gotta use the Josh sound effect.
Yeah, well,
Ask the question. Oh wow, you're serious.
Okay, this is Josh here. So I have a question for the teacher.
Nah, just okay. I don't. It's been a while, but on these seasons, they take the tactic of when somebody's in elimination, possibly going home, they tell the heartfelt stories and stuff like that. But that hasn't always been the case, and they're putting that in over some of the arguments that are happening on the challenge that we're not getting to see. So there was that footage going around of Theo and CT getting into it.
Yeah.
There's more fights that Johnny got into a fight with Tina. Also, I think there was more fights that Laurel got into. Back in the day, you used to see every drunken, messy moment on the challenge, and that was a lot of fun. And now they're taking airtime to give these heartwarming stories. Do you guys want the heartwarming stories, or would you rather see Tina and Johnny get into a yelling match that they didn't show this week?
To me, what I loved about the challenge was seeing all this fight and the drama. I think that was a lot of... I mean, the challenges were fun, but I think the drama behind it and seeing everybody fight and get along and fight and who's fighting and for what reason, I think that was a big part of why I liked the challenge a lot. I think all this lovey-dovey, sentimental stuff, I think it's played out. I don't think anybody really cares. I don't think anybody wants to see that either. I think it's just... I don't know why they're putting it in there, but I'd rather have seen the fights with Laurel or Johnny Bananas and CT and Theo. I'd rather seen any of those than hear about heartwarming speeches that don't really make any sense.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm saying, because like I said earlier, if they really cared, they would have. I mean, if they already went to Vietnam, good for them. If they really wanted to go, they have the means more than most people do to go visit all these places without the challenge. You know, so I think like them trying to use that as an excuse, I think is just sad. I think don't do that. Just take your L, go in, win or lose. That's it. But I'd rather have the drama.
It's like I don't look at it as an excuse. It's their reason for not wanting to go in, but it's not like an excuse. I think I understand like the sentimentality takes away from like this like challenge and do you want the drama and the beef and all that. For me it's different because I grew up watching, and I'm just speaking for Era1. I don't really care what Era 4 goes through, Gen Z, whatever they are. Era1, like I grew up watching the Real World and Road Rules. Like I remember, and now I'm going to say a sob story because this is just what naturally happens. Just like the first TV that I got in my apartment, I was just like watching all of these Real World shows. And so like for me, I become invested in their life. So when Tina brings something up like that, I'm not like super emotional about it, but I'm like, oh yeah, wow, that's good. You know, that's awesome that you're half Vietnamese. I didn't know that. And it just adds another layer of this person that I grew up watching that I didn't know. And that's what makes it interesting. The fights also make good TV. It's also interesting, but they are people. And I think if you want to see them on TV, on a reality show, then it just comes, their personal life sometimes just kind of have to take it and not think whether it's bad or not. They're just like real people at the end of the day.
But let me ask you this question then. I agree with you that, you know, it's part of their life and, you know, but what is the purpose of what they're saying? If they're just talking to someone like, yeah, Vietnam is a special place to me because I you know, my ancestors were here or this happened here, then fine. But if it's like, don't throw me in because I'm half Vietnamese, or don't throw me in because my ancestors, it doesn't make sense to me. What does not throwing you in have to do with that? You're already in Vietnam. You got to see a little bit of Vietnam. I'm sure if you really wanted to, you could stay after you get eliminated and go travel around Vietnam. So my question is, what is there any Vietnam heritage or whatever? I don't know what Johnny's connection is to it, but what does any of that have to do with not going in the elimination?
Spend more time there so you don't have to go home. Like, yes, you have the money.
You don't gotta go home, but you gotta get the fuck out of this house.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you gotta pay for it. MTV's not paying for it anymore.
They
They got money. They got money. Yeah, they got paid each
Listen,
episode.
They do.
I love Darrell. I love Darrell, but him mentioning his kids does nothing for why I love Darrell on TV.
You have to remember?
Missing a moment where he turns around and Laurel, apparently this happened, when he turns around at Laurel and says, woman or not, I'll beat that ass if you keep throwing peanuts at me. That's what I want to see Darrell saying on the challenge and be like, let's go. Let's get we want the smoke.
Yeah, that's the producer's fault for not giving you the show that you want. And I want to say, like, it's not that they're like these schizophrenic people just talking about their personal life. They get asked specific questions. Why do you want to be here? Then they're in their confessional, like, what does being in Vietnam mean to you? And then Johnny's like, oh, my dad, World War II, whatever. And they start talking about it. So they get asked specific questions, and production probably like pulls these sentiments out of them because that's what they think the people want to see.
And it's not. They need to know it's not. Like the Michelle thing was out of nowhere, like Nora said. It was out of nowhere. It's like, why is this taking up time on this episode other than she's going to elimination and they're trying to throw me off to see if she's the one that goes home or not, so this might be the only chance. And it's like, not that I'm glad that she's having this experience with her brother, but it's taking up time for what I want to watch on the show, which is like,
it's not that kind of show. Yeah,
it's not that show.
I'm gonna be honest. If Michelle said that to me, I'd be like, girl, it's okay. We'll send you home so you can go be with your brother and like spend time with him. Like, it's okay. Like, that would backfire in a heartbeat. Like, you have a close family member.
But
who's
in that
injured,
situation, I don't blame her for saying it, because that is something that production's like, tell us about this, tell us about this.
Yeah.
So but Tina, on the other hand, she's like, it's like, what do you say? You know, she had Naya crying, but she still got thrown in. Like, it's
So it's not gonna work when you are dangling $1 million in somebody's face. No, none of it is gonna work.
Yeah.
And to Raquel's point,
I understand. Oh, go ahead.
No, to say to Raquel's point about them asking questions, I agree that, you know, when they ask a question, they're doing it for like a deeper meaning or a deeper understanding. So that I don't really fault them for. It's more like the Tina situation where she's trying to use that to not go into elimination.
Yeah.
You fault Tina for doing that, or you fault production for doing that?
Both.
Well, see, I fault Tina for bringing that up, thinking it was going to help her. I was just like, that's just not good strategy. Sorry. But the Michelle part is like, production, why are you giving us this and not Darrell and Laurel getting into it, or CT and Theo getting into it? It's not like we're missing stuff, like there's not enough stuff. Or give us Tina and Johnny getting into it, which is pertinent to the show. That I was just like, why are you putting it? I don't care. I'm happy for you, but I don't care. It's taking me way out of the show that I want to be watching.
And even if they wanted to add these sentimental moments, fine. But add those other moments of the intensity, the fights, the arguments, instead of this bullshit extended clips at the end of Q&A. Put that on social media or something. We have extra 20 minutes or 10 minutes. That could be extra 10 minutes of drama and fighting that we're missing out on, that they're not airing. I'd rather see that than hear about an extended interview at the end when they're already out.
Yeah.
But can
This
we
is my
also
point of view.
remember the day and age we're in right now? You're telling me if they aired Darrell saying, I'll beat your ass, man or woman, the backlash he would receive. We know about it now because it was leaked, but it's not going to be the same backlash as if MTV aired that. The amount of women who would go insane that he needs to be removed, he cannot be asked back. Look at, whereas this will kind of slide. I think that's why even Tina, like them throwing that in. Now, granted, I think Tina, like what Raquel said, I liked hearing, because it gave me a part of like her, I don't know, we've known Tina all these years. It's like a cousin or something. Like, oh, I learned something about her. But I think they really want inclusivity, with all these, emotional moments they air and stuff. They want people, because we're in a new day and age. Our generation might not care so much, but the younger generation is very much inclusivity. You can't say certain things. So I think that's why production has to be very careful on what they, even like play fighting. We don't see the play fighting we used to see like Naya and Jordan doing. They would never air that anymore. That wouldn't fly anymore, you know, like grabbing his crotch and grabbing each other, you know, like really aggressive, inappropriate stuff. And back then we were just like, oh, that's whatever, you know. I don't think in this newer generation would allow that to fly. It would destroy, like, I do think Darrell's going to get so much backlash over that, even though I would have liked to see it. Like, I would have laughed at it, you know, but
it evens
that's
out.
because
Laurel throwing
just
peanuts at a black man, a Karen attacking a black man on the bus. It evens out.
I mean,
It's all optics.
it's how, look, it's not me. You know, it's, you know, we talk, perfect example. I was just talking, one of my coworkers, she's a Gen Z, and she's like, I watched Billy Madison for the first time ever. That's that's crazy. Like, that you guys watched that and thought it was funny. Like, and I'm like, no, Billy Madison is hilarious. And she's like, it's so offensive. And I'm like, no, it's hilarious. Like, it's a hilarious movie, but it's just such a difference, you know? Like, she's like, he makes fun of like somebody stuttering and I'm like, you know how many times I've quoted that in my life? Like the whole today, you know, like we just think things we're just different. We're all raised, every generation has a different, I don't know, what we think is funny. And I just think it is a fine line what these producers have to be so careful. And I think like that Darrell and Laurel situation would have been so bad for Darrell. It would have ended very badly, I think, for his life, his career, his, you know, only the super fans who love him are really going to know about this, you know, but if it was just aired on it, I think people would have lost their minds to that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They gave Laurel no, I don't want to say good edit. They protected Laurel with the edit. I'm hoping they could have done. It wasn't so crazy that Darrell couldn't have gotten a better edit, but I don't know. Just give us what we want. And if you want the heartfelt, insightful bullshit that you want to see, bring back the real world. Bring the people. Put the different from all walks of life. That's what the real world was supposed to be before it was just Party House with Johnny Bananas or Jordan and Naya or, you know, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Bring that back and actually do that stuff. Not on the challenge.
I don't think I've seen this season with Johnny Bananas on Real World. Have you?
Yeah, I haven't. No.
Yeah, and they got screwed over because they had a hurricane on their season. So they were in the Florida Keys, I think.
Mm-hmm.
With Paula? Was Paula in that one?
No.
Paula was with I know that.
The only person, the only two people that are still around is Janelle and Tyler. They were in All Stars recently.
Tyler.
Yeah, they were on those.
Janelle came back in Hollywood. I remember that. So I don't think I saw that season with Johnny. I'm gonna have to rewatch
it was back in the day.
Yeah, I think we were in high school.
Well, we rewatched a lot of them before we rewatched the challenge, like maybe like last year. But
remember some of them weren't on there. Just like that's a whole nother thing. If you are a super fan and you've ever sat and rewatched all of the challenges or all of the Real Worlds, they pulled whole episodes out, you know? It's kind of like why some of them won't be asked back and nobody talks about it. It's just they're dead, you know? MTV doesn't want to make a bigger deal out of it, I guess. So they just kind of cut people and they're gone, you know, or they cut episodes out. So unless you were watching it live or whatever, you know, they don't put it, you know, like how we went back. There were so many things when we were going through rewatching that were cut and we were like, this doesn't even make sense. What happened to, you know, whoever?
Gotta get those box set DVDs. Get those box set DVDs. Those are forever.
Yes.
I don't know. Not that I agree with it because obviously, you know, I think Billy Madison's funny. So there's something wrong with me apparently. But
I am the smartest man alive!
We have to talk about, if we're talking about Tina, our Tina tantrum and the Johnny tantrum, but I didn't know how to rhyme that. But the Tina tantrum we have to talk about. How did you guys feel about our old school Tina came back to visit us this season? She wasn't going out without showing or going off like a bomb, as Rachel says. It's like a bomb when she erupts. What did you guys think about that?
I loved it. She also looked really good in her tantrum.
I said the same thing. I was like, she looks beautiful. Like, she's glowing right now. Go off, Tina. You're glowing, girl.
Anger suits her.
It does. Like,
She's in her element.
yeah. I was a little, though, caught off guard at, like, I wasn't sure if she was just trying to make good TV or if she was actually that mad, because Naya, like why was she surprised that Naya chose her number one? They all do it. And it just made the most sense for her to not choose Tina. Tina would never choose Naya over Rachel. Like, everybody has their person, and I don't know why she was that mad. I really don't.
I
She
think
didn't want to go home, but like,
I think like what you just said, I think she understood that she wasn't gonna pick, but I just think the constant Era1 going in, she's having a fight to get back. I think it all came to a head like a coin. That's a Jay-Z verse, by the way. Anyway, I think it all came ahead, and then she just kind of lost it, and I think she just lost it. I think she was just at her boiling point. I think it was just a lot of her always having to go down every other week or every other day. I don't know how they do that, but I think it was just, I think she understood that I think she mentioned it even that she wasn't going to get picked. She understood that, she wasn't number one or number two and that they are friends, but I think she just got tired. She was just sick of it.
Yeah, I wonder if it was a reaction to the decision or if it was a reaction to just the frustration of what everyone's going through. And it's probably a little bit of both. Maybe she thought she cooked in that deliberation and she's like,
yeah,
oh
she
man.
had them crying. She had them
Except for
crying.
Jordan. Jordan didn't cry. He held them
Wiped
back.
something off his face. So
It's Vietnam. It's hot. It's there. He's sweating. But I think I also think she was just like, man, this is bullshit. I don't want to get thrown in anymore. Darrell wasn't sweating it. He went right to bed, took a nap, power nap. But yeah,
I think, and I don't mean it in a bad way, I think Tina's just normally a more reactive person. So I think, she's trying to be more mature. She's older now, so she's learned to control a lot better. But I think what we saw is just like kind of what's going in her head. She's more mature now, so usually she doesn't act on it as quick. But at that point, she was like, screw it. What am I got to lose now? Like, I'm going in. Even if I'm saved, I'm probably going right back in, like, what does it matter? Like, at this point, who cares? Like, I can't burn any more bridges. I can't really do anything because her bestie's on her era, so it's not like it does her any. And I don't think she said anything like the old Tina, like out of pocket, because I feel like she used to hit below the belt and say things. This time it was more of just like, you could tell. She's like, I'm just sick of it. I'm tired of this. I'm tired. And she's like, give Auntie Tina a break, which it made me laugh. I was like, it's fair. That's a fair statement. Give Auntie Tina a break. She's tired, and I don't know. I thought it was funny. I mean, and why not try to use it to your advantage to maybe get out of it some magical way somehow, but obviously that didn't work, but.
yeah. I wanted more. That's why I wanted to see what the hell her and Johnny were yelling at each other about. We wanted the Tina tantrum. We wanted a classic moment. It's season 40, guys. We need the classic Tina Mayhem. She got her Mayhem points on her way out. So
Who has Tina?
I think I do.
Not me.
Is it me?
We'll get to the point soon.
Yeah. And then we had Johnny, which we knew he threw throughout the whole episode on the night out at the opening scene. He's been trying to make his point, and now it just comes to a head at this last little part. But relating back to the psychology of the game, he even says, "There's a reason I'm doing this. There's a reason I'm being loud," which I appreciated. It's the old Johnny. It's the classic Johnny trying to make the path of what he wants to happen.
We talked about the Johnny Ryan blow up, but I just want to reiterate what I said last week because it's just showing up here. Tina and Rachel saving Ryan and Derek because they're good friends, while it's really nice for them, does nothing for their game. You're protecting someone who, you're protecting someone who doesn't win, so they're never going to have a chance to not vote you in. You're better off throwing them into elimination or throwing them a target on them so you buy some goodwill with stronger competitors, and if they happen to win an elimination, they won't throw a target on your back. So, but it's just not a game move to protect people who do nothing for your game.
Well, I mean, but in that situation, she's going in regardless. So it's like, why not protect your friend? Keep somebody weaker on their team. I mean, the chance of them winning are probably slim anyway. But if for some reason she does end up making it to a final, then they could be holding Era1 back.
Hindsight, is 2020. But let's say Era1 was under a minute from winning that last challenge. Let's say they do win that, and Ryan had a target on the back. There's no way Era1's going in. So you got to kind of play the strategy a little bit to say, hey, we got to take a little bit of risk here to protect ourselves. We're going to throw the target on Ryan. If Era1 wins, we're safe. If they lose, at least we bought some goodwill with somebody else. But it's just like protecting people who don't do anything for your game is not smart.
So we get to elimination. I don't know. Personally, I kind of already saw where the cards were falling. I don't know. Was it just me going into it? I felt, Tina's kind of already defeated. Darrell, I wanted it so bad for Darrell, but I also kind of feel like he's just like, man, I'm tired. I just feel like I could feel their tiredness throughout this challenge. Even though they did great, they still competed great, but I don't know.
Why was Darrell sweeping sand?
I don't know.
Why is he smoothing it out all nice for the perfect formula? I knew he was not going to do the math faster than Kylan, but you got through the doors. There was a little glimmer of hope, but then he started sweeping sand. I'm like,
I think he knew deep down he wasn't going to win that, so he was just sweeping it off.
Oh my gosh!
That game was made for Kylan.
Absolutely.
It was made for my 8-year-old.
Oh snap! Oh snap!
I mean, come on. The math is not that hard. It really is not that hard. Like, I don't know. But what I did like about that is there wasn't audience participation, like giving them answers.
Yeah.
I loved how quiet they were, not saying much.
Yep.
So
Because they couldn't.
Angled, yeah.
Yeah, that was good. I like that little twist they did. I think it was good.
Yeah. One thing I found funny was when Michelle was being asked, she was commenting on who she would want. She was like, I feel Tina gets freaked out a little bit or spazzes out a little bit, something like that. And I'm like, you're one to talk, like, because in that was head to head. They were both had to go back. Yeah. Neither one did the problem correctly on the first try. I'm like, that was you lucked out there. Devin lucked out there. a little bit. But yeah, that's a tough blow for Era1.
And this was made for them. I feel like it was the easiest one for them to win. You just times 760 by 2, double 700 and add 120. That's it. It was made for them, and they were just like defeated. I don't know.
I do think when you're in that situation, like us as viewers, it's a lot easier to do the math. But I think when they're in there and they're pulling out, 10, 11 rods for each door, I think it gets, and then they have to memorize the first one, the second one, the third one, and then the multipliers on it. I think it's a lot. It looked a lot harder in person than it did on TV.
I'm sure.
Kylan did a veteran move, which is why I keep saying he's playing a nice game where he went into the elimination and knew it's not about doing it super fast. You got to be, careful, memorize the numbers, keep a good pace so you don't fall too far behind. But the name of the game is get that equation on the first shot. Don't have to go back or write it down.
Yeah.
Just, you can take a little bit of time on the bars as long as you get the numbers right the first time. And that was a veteran move. That's him figuring out the game pretty quickly the way, a Johnny or a Jordan or a CT would. So he's making a little bit of a name for himself there.
I agree. I think Kylan is. I think he has a lot of potential.
Other than the calculator as his name.
Yeah.
I like what Derek said. It was cute when he was like, and then Darrell's gonna win, and he's gonna come back, and we're gonna call him, what was it, like TI-82 or whatever?
TI-82.
Yeah.
I would have went with TI-84 myself, but 82 is not bad.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, which one has the sine, cosine, and all that?
They probably both do, but 84 is the one. I think the graph calculator one. I don't remember.
Which is the one where you can spell boobs?
Is that little blue one? Maybe I was the only one with the blue one. But
Yeah, I had the green one.
little blue
The
one.
dark green.
Nerd. No, just kidding.
I have fuchsia. No. Anyway, chuckles, guys, chuckles. So, targets. Interesting targets this week. I did not expect it, but Rachel and Derek are going in? Who could have seen that coming?
Oh my! I can't wait for those Mayhem points though. Whoever's getting them next episode.
Why?
for you.
What was the preview? I'm trying to remember.
Oh, Derek took off his shirt and threw it at Corey.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah, in the middle of the challenge.
He was like limping. He took off his shirt and threw it at Corey.
Yeah. Somebody give Derek a senzu bean, quick, because he needs to heal up and that leg.
Centibeans.
Yeah, it's gonna be So who else is targets? We got those two.
We got Derek and Cara Maria. We have Corey and Avery stepped up on that team. And then on Era 4, we have Theo and Jenny getting picked on again.
Janae.
When is Casey gonna?
Points. This is where
Points,
where are
points,
we at
points,
with
points. Point. Let me pull up my handy dandy notebook. Points. We got Raquel with 8 points. Victor with -2.
Big fat whopping -2 points for you, Victor. Congratulations.
Chill. Nora and Eric are point twins with 9 points apiece.
Point twins.
Total score, Raquel is crushing it. I think she has more points than all of us combined. Almost.
I do.
Oh, she does. Yeah, Raquel whopping 68. Eric in second place with 28.
Yes, I passed you.
Barely. I'm at 26. And Nora's out of the negative, so she's 8. She's a solid 8. Yeah.
I'm a winner. I'm the real winner here.
And so who did we all lose? Let's see. Yeah.
Listen, all I'm saying is Raquel lost a player who lost an elimination, cried in the episode, and she still ended up with positive points this week. I don't even...
Yeah, her lead is just ridiculous at this point. I had Darrell, and I lost him. That's cool. I should have traded him.
And he lost you 6 points this week.
Thanks a lot, Darrell. Appreciate it. I think the Era1 picks were probably the worst picks that anybody could have picked.
Yeah, that's why I didn't pick him.
But you had Tina.
Yeah, Tina.
Anyone from Era1, you're like losing.
I thought she was going to go far.
Yeah. And the fact that Era 3 and Era 4 are just trading wins right now, that's hurting me because I have a lot of Era 2 stock right now.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, I got Laurel, Nehemiah.
Who has bananas?
May. Do I?
Interesting.
I thought, yeah, I do. Bananas. I'm hoping he carries me down the long haul. I'm playing this for the long haul. Cara Maria's up next. She's gonna get me some points next round. Yeah, I think it's still anybody's game. I know Raquel's beating her ass, but
It's a long season. We're not even halfway there.
Yeah.
Not even halfway there. So we know Tina and Darrell went home. Some nice Mayhem points this week. You got Ryan and Bananas getting into a fight. Tina got into a shouting match, even though nobody else was yelling at her. But yeah, there could have been more Mayhem points if you just put the drama on the screen. I'm also wondering how many. I mean, I didn't count, Cherry's ass and Devin's face as a match point. Should we?
Mean, yeah, because Devin was clearly enjoying it.
You just want the points, Raquel. So Raquel just wants the points. Look, you had enough points, Raquel.
It has to
you had
be
enough.
A kiss. He would have had to kiss his cheeks.
Smooch that. I'm not even gonna say it.
No comment.
Smooch the booty hole.
No.
You never go ass to mouth. Never.
Come on.
Oh my God.
Sometimes when the cherry has the fuzz in your face. Let me stop.
Please.
Any trades? Anybody want to trade? Trade?
Yeah, I want somebody on Era 3. How about Avery?
I'll take Jordan.
I said I want somebody on everything, not to give up somebody on Era 3.
No, are you going to trade Avery for Jordan?
Not for Jordan. for Rachel and Nehemiah. I'm giving you 2 players.
2? Wow.
Well, we know Rachel's on her way out next episode.
Hold on.
No,
do we think do we think that she's gonna get beat? She has to go up against.
They're not gonna win the challenge, so I'm gonna lose points there.
Only if they come in fourth.
Lose. They're gonna come in fourth.
Which with 2 players, it most likely will.
Avery's has a target too.
Yeah, she's going in, which I'm like, whatever. I'm gonna stick with my little clan, and if she goes, she goes. I'm just gonna hold out and be hopeful. Even though Rachel, I mean, I feel like she's a really good player, but I'm just gonna stick with my little group.
How about this, Raquel? I will put Jordan on the line for Kyland and who's the last person on your list?
Corey,
Okay.
Not Corey, because he's going in.
Tina,
Oh.
Tina went home.
Josh, Casey.
I'm keeping
Kyland
Josh.
and Josh.
I'm keeping Josh and Kylan. I'm keeping them.
Oh, you don't want
Casey?
you don't want Jordan?
I do. I want Jordan and Bananas.
You gotta start somewhere to get one of them.
But I also want Kylan and Josh.
So you want to give me nothing for something?
Well, all right. So, wait. I need to know exactly who I have left. Let me look at my chart. My handy dandy chart.
It's right here on the screen. Is it that small?
No, but it's. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it's
Is it? Oh, it's because you guys are. I see.
I have a on the Canva
Okay.
on the third slide it has the teams too, or second slide.
Not this one, right? Oh, there you go.
Okay. So. Wow. Tori, Devin, Kylan, Josh, and Corey. You want Corey and.
Corey's about to go in next week, so no.
That doesn't mean he's going home.
I want. I'll trade Jordan for Casey and Tori.
So then that means I have less players.
But you get the Jordanimal who could win it.
And I don't get to lose points. Okay. Yes, take them.
Wait. I just want to think this through.
No, I already said yes.
I'm
Jordan's not
proposing
gonna win.
things, and you're like, I'm open to
I
it.
said yes. And I am giving them to you. But now you're gonna take it
Fine.
back.
Fine.
No, think about it.
I
I
got
want to hear
it.
about it later.
Tori
No,
and
I'm
Casey.
gonna-
Thank you
no,
very much.
Think about it.
What do you mean? No, we have to by the end of this episode. I'll give you Jordan for Tori and Casey. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Is this a finalized trade?
Submitting it.
Damn, but then that means I'm losing too. Okay,
Yeah, but
fine.
now you have Jordan, you have Devin, you have Joshin.
Yeah, but Corey's going home, so I'm gonna lose Corey. And all right, that's fine. It's okay. We're not playing for real money anyway, so it's fine.
Wait, didn't we all put in $500 into that account?
No, sir.
Just you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All good. You can.
Thanks for the 5. All right. So wait, is the trade finalized? So all right. What's the trade?
So I'm taking Jordan, and I'm giving him Casey and Tori,
Okay.
Done deal.
which was not a good idea, but whatever.
The trade has been decided.
It is decided. It is decided. It is decided.
You are no gentleman.
Shing. Insert sound effects. All right. Cool. All right.
Okay, now start trading for Johnny. Offer Devin and Corey.
Yeah.
Corey, no. Devin, yes. I'll take
Also,
Got it.
Devin and Johnny straight up.
no.
Okay. No, because then I have nobody on my team.
But you have bananas, and then who did you just get from Eric?
Jordan. But
All
I
right,
lost.
I'll take Devin and Jordan for bananas.
No. That can't happen.
You sure?
Yeah.
7-time champ?
Also, you have a big lead too.
Okay, maybe. But now I have a pit in my stomach. I don't think that was a good idea.
Eric finagled you.
We don't know anything because, like, I traded you for Janae and she went home 2 weeks later.
Okay.
So,
But maybe Casey's gonna win the whole thing.
honestly,
I mean, she's never going in at this rate. So
she's never going. No, but you know what it is? I think at this point, the reason I made the trade is I'm not even thinking about the finals right now. I just need to try to catch up during the season. And I just want, if Era 3 and Era 4 keep winning, let me just get players from that team.
Why is Casey canceled out on Raquel's team?
Oh, that was because we traded. That's probably a mistake. That's probably a mistake, actually.
I'll take Casey. If you don't want her, Raquel, you're just canceling her. I'll take her.
Hey, no. She's on my team.
Yeah, I already gave her to Eric.
Fairly traded to Eric.
So you traded Casey and Tori.
And now you have no woman.
Damn.
Why are you not for women, Raquel?
For real.
Leave me alone. Just leave me alone.
All right. So point session has been. Is there any more trades? No, you want to trade Theo and Olivia?
no.
You got to give her 4
my
players
only
for
way.
that.
I'll give her. I'll
Yeah,
give you
that's
Derek
my only way
K.
to
I'll give you Derek K and Ryan.
No thanks. I'm good.
You don't want Cherry?
I'm good.
You don't have Cherry.
Oh, that's Derek. Okay, that's the other Derek. All right.
I got Cherry. Damn, why didn't I give Cherry? You want Cherry?
Oh my God, guys.
I'll give you Derek K, Michelle, and Ryan. 3. And I'll give you that for Olivia and Theo. Eric, hush your mouth. I did not interfere with your trade, okay? Anyway, I'll give you Derek K, the Bulldog.
I gave up the Jordanimals, so what are you going to interfere there?
You gave up Jordan, and you got 2 solid picks. Jordan really hasn't done much this game yet. Probably later on.
What do you mean? He's won. He just won the last episode. Era 3 just won.
Overall, he hasn't done much.
It's a team game right now.
Look. All right, so deal's final, Nora, Derek, Michelle, Ryan, Olivia, Theo.
No, I'm good.
All right.
Would you
Naya.
throw in some used Kleenex that Nora has there? Can she keep those too?
Yeah.
They've
All right. What
done
about
more for
Thanks.
Nora than...
what about those 3 for Naya and Theo?
No.
I'm giving you 3 players for 2 players.
I don't care.
You need players. You only
You
have
have to-
4.
No, I don't. I don't need anything. I'm
One
good.
has one leg and the other one hasn't done shit. And you're trying to say Jordan hasn't done much. And you're trying to trade Ryan?
Why is
I'll
Ryan
take
on my
bananas
team?
And I'll give you one of mine. You could take one.
Man, if
could
you
take
don't get
Olivia
that-
or Theo for a banana.
You don't get
Okay,
that
well
out of
then-
here. Yeah, come correct. If you
How
wanna
about
come
I'll
for the
trade
king.
you? You want to play? I'll play just like you. You can take Kellyanne and give me bananas. It's the same thing as the trade you're trying to make with me.
Chill.
Dead players for a good player.
You know what? You know what? I'm keeping my team because you know what? They're gonna make it to the final and they're gonna get me those points. So I don't want to trade no more.
Okay,
Deal is
that's
off. The
fine.
deal is off. No, I'm not dealing. I'm not trading with you no more. It's over. It's done.
What about Cara and bananas for Theo and Olivia? You might be getting
Hell
the future
no.
of the challenge.
Who? Olivia and Theo?
You might be getting the future. They might be the future.
Nah, maybe Theo, but I don't have that fate with Olivia.
Olivia already made a final.
Yeah.
All right, let's see her make this final.
And didn't she make it to the final last season or right there close?
Is that the one that where she broke her nose?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was in the
she-
final.
That was 2 seasons. 2 seasons ago.
Yeah,
I
and
think
then
she
last
did make it to
season-
the final. Did she make it? She
With-
was.
with
If it's not, she's at
Jay-
the end.
Yeah, it was a weird final though because there was like 8 people there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but she was one of them, no? Maybe not. I don't remember. Battle of the losers.
I mean, I'm happy we didn't start the podcast with that season. Just
Oh,
saying.
God. I
Nora
would've
hates that
quit halfway
season.
through.
Nora hates that season.
I
so
couldn't.
much.
I still couldn't tell you half the people's names, and I watched every episode, and I was just like, "Who is that? What is their name? I don't know." It was a rough season.
Where the whole hype was when was CT gonna come out? Just have them do math.
Yeah, that was horrible, man. That was.
And Johnny never came.
Heyo, because Mariah was with someone.
But you know, like I figured for sure he would have to come. Like that didn't make sense. I was like, "There's the drama there. That'll make the whole season." And no, he didn't come.
Was he on House of Villains?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, new season of House of Villains.
With your boy.
Wes is in that hoe.
How do you know?
I saw a spoiler, a leak, something.
Oh.
I don't know. Just popped up. I'm part of the West. I'm the president of the West fan club. I get all
Makes
the info.
sense.
All right, so we'll
Trade closed.
leave everyone trade windows closed for this episode, and we can leave everyone with this question: who should we hire for Victor's birth and Taylor Swift's birthday this year? Cherry or Laurel as a bottle girl, or Rocky Horror?
I take Laurel.
Sound off.
No, Laurel, please.
So Victor, now would be a good time for all your speakers to go powering down.
You did it! I'm powering down.